Hey geeks, it's Andrea. I am here with a cold and a severe sore throat, but I am here. It is so great to see your beautiful faces. Well, not see... I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, we are going to go over 27 games that you probably have never heard of, but should definitely give a chance. Alright geeks, let's go.
10-second ninja.
Let's not leave the numbers out here. We don't want to upset them. We've all heard what 7 did to 9. Anyway, so 10-second ninja is a game where you have 10 seconds to complete a level. It starts out easy, but quickly becomes challenging, especially if you feel the need to get perfect stars on all levels.
A.R.E.S. Extinction Agenda.
A.R.E.S is actually one of the first games I can remember playing on Steam. I hate to compare it to this, but the gameplay feels a bit reminiscent of Mega Man. If you're into 2D side-scrolling platformers, you are in for hours of fun with this one.
The Baconing.
Here's a game aiming right at your funny bone. Of course, I am under the impression that almost anything with bacon in the title is good. This rings true here. The Baconing is actually a sequel, so there are a couple games you may want to play before getting here, but if you enjoy a little humor in your games, you should love all 3.
Cinders.
I'm not going to leave those of you out who love visual novels. This isn't just click to read with some still pictures like honestly most visual novels that I've played in the past are. It's more interactive than that. As far as visual novels go, it's one of my favorites, not just because it's a new take on Cinderella, but because it actually feels like you are affecting the game.
Draw a Stickman.
You get to draw your own character and tools to play with in this fun adventure game. You can play it on PC or a tablet. Either way you play it, the levels are fun and there are plenty of secrets in the levels to keep your attention.
Everyday Genius, SquareLogic.
I believe this was the second game that I got on Steam and one of my most played. It isn't a super challenging puzzle game, but it is incredibly relaxing. If you're one of those people who likes to sit and do Sudoku while watching a show or whatever, this is for you.
Feeding Frenzy 2.
Okay, so this isn't the most original game concept in the world. There are a handful of these eat fish smaller than you games, but what can I say? They're chill and enjoyable. This one is pretty straightforward. You have a size goal with each level and a certain number of lives to beat the game with, should you need them. Honestly, you probably will.
Giana Sisters, Twisted Dreams.
You can never have too many good platformers in your library. Emphasis on the word good. This one I personally adore. You change between characters on a whim to change your world and be able to pick up certain colored gems and use each girl's unique ability. In the spirit of AGDQ 2018 finishing up, if there was a game that I would want to learn to speedrun, this would probably be it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah is another great platformer. You get to play as the Prince of Hell, who just so happens to be a bunny who is understandably angry because some jerks posted some private pictures of him and his ducky online. As the player, you get to help him take his revenge and prove he is pure evil.
Ittle Dew.
If you like to play indie Zelda-like games, Ittle Dew is one you need to check out. The main character is a little dude with a humorous sidekick. Once you finish the first game, there is a sequel on the Steam store worth checking out.
Jamestown.
Jamestown is the perfect game for players who like games with lots and lots of pew-pew. That sounds like I just said poo-poo, whatever. You can even take down enemies with up to 3 of your friends. If you like top-down shoot-'em-up style games, this is a great one to get your hands on.
Knights of Pen and Paper.
I actually didn't play this on Steam. I played it on a Kindle with Kindle Underground. So when I saw it was not only on Steam, but also in my library, I was pretty excited. Apparently there is even a second one. Can we call it Copap? I want to call it Copap. Anyway, Copap is an enjoyable pixel game inspired by tabletop RPGs.
Little Inferno.
I have beat this game so many times that I probably should not admit to it. It is one of my favorite chill games. You purchase items, light them on fire, earn money, and repeat. There are collections, and you make special achievements by combining specific items to burn together.
Mini Ninjas.
Mini Ninjas is a fun, adorable adventure game where you start out playing as Hero and rescue your friends who are missing. Once you rescue them, they become part of your roster of ninjas to play as, each with their own unique fighting style.
Neon Drive.
Although you're controlling a car, this isn't exactly a racing game. The gameplay is similar to Audio Surf, but sometimes you play with the camera behind the car, and sometimes you play from a top-down city view.
OddPlanet.
The style of this game is clearly inspired by Limbo. The controls work similarly too. If you were a fan of Limbo, this one is worth checking out. The biggest issue I had with this game game was the default resolution and inability to change it within game, but overall it's still worth a playthrough.
Plantera.
When I was looking through my Steam library to put this list together, I decided to see what this was. I honestly had no idea. I had only intended to play it for just a bit to check it out, but ended up playing it way too long before I finally stopped myself, and then kept checking it out a few times a day. It is a nice, simple, chill game, as most of these are. You plant trees, bushes, and ground plants for harvest, as well as have some farm animals around. The products earn you money that you can spend on more plants and animals.
Quest of Dungeons.
I'm a little bit in love with this right now. This is a permadeath dungeon crawler where you get to play as one of a handful of characters. The graphics are simple pixel graphics, which just works for what it is. It's pretty self-explanatory, but super addicting to keep playing.
Rampage Knights.
Rampage Knights is a great beat-em-up permadeath dungeon crawler to play with a friend. You can of course play by yourself, but everything's better with a friend. In Rampage Knights, you can find better weapons, take potions that can be either negative or positive, use throwing items, find magic spells, and just have a great time.
Snapshot.
You get to play as an adorable lonely robot who just has his camera to protect him. You use his camera to complete puzzles by picking up items, placing them, and other interactions.
TinyKeep.
I love games like this, so I'm a little biased here. Permadeath games are kinda my thing. This one is cute, and although it could be challenging to a new player, it really isn't that bad. I feel like if the dev did a sequel to this, it would be even better.
UnderGarden.
Here is another chill game. In this one, you get to beautify the world, using pollen to grow plants and light up the underground caverns filled with puzzles and hidden secrets.
Vertical Drop Heroes.
Here is another one of your play a game until you die, unlock what you unlock, play again. We have been calling them permadeath dungeon crawlers this video. I won't call it a roguelike or roguelite because I know how people are about that and I don't want to get into that, but Vertical Drop Heroes is one of my favorites.
Wasted.
In a post-apocalyptic world where beer is king and the vibe is 80s, you get to take down your enemies with guns and other weapons while bar crawling in this permadeath game.
Xotic.
Here's another one that is just so classic Steam for me. Not that it was developed by Valve or anything, it's just an older game that I remember playing years ago in my earlier Steam days. I'm not even sure when or where I got this game, but it has always been there like a trusty friend. It is a first-person shooter with multiple play modes for every level. I really wish there was a sequel to this game. More people really need to enjoy this.
Y.S.
Y.S. is an RPG series that is reminiscent of old RPG games. The fighting is pretty straightforward and the artwork is great. The story is around 7 or so hours to enjoy depending on how you play. I highly recommend Y.S. to RPG fans.
Ziggurat.
This was probably one of my most played games at the end of 2017. I don't know when I got it, I just installed it one day in September or so and just fell in love. The maps, enemies, debuffs, buffs, everything is completely RNG every time you play through it. There are plenty of characters and difficulties. This game can keep you entertained for hours. Just a heads up for anyone with the same issues as me though, it does give me a bit of motion sickness sometimes. Alright geeks, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys can understand me clearly through my sickness. I look forward to spending 2018 with you geeks. This is going to be a better year than last year. Do me a favor and give us a like, comment, and if you're new, subscribe so you can be here for more. Alright geeks, I'll see you next time.